Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Friday morning. Ending up a good weekend. Some really good weather this week, and it's going to carry on over to the weekend and on into next week. So that's good news. Let's take a look at our weather, of course, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of everyday comfort needs. High 84, and low's going to be down to 62. And water temperature, I always, talking about it a little more extra than I guess most people do because it's has such a big effect on our fishing. Right now, it's reading a 77.5. So I started looking back a couple of weeks ago, and on April the 10th, our water temperature was 69 degrees. So what's that, in 23 days? 23 days, it's gone up about 8 degrees in 23 days. So that tells you, where it is right there. And that's why you have the spring migration, what we call a spring run, and it really, this time of year, late April, it really starts moving, and the month of May is really good. So, and not just that first wave comes in of the pompano and all, there's a second wave that comes in. I've always been just excited about them, and hopefully I get to go to some maybe tomorrow morning if I sort of get a couple hours off. All right, move on. What our river reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Take a look at the Apalachicola Bluntstown. It's reading right this morning at a 6.3. Good steady reading right there. And then Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it bumped up a little bit. This morning's 5.6 and dropping on out. Had a little bit of that rain coming in the watershed and made that happen there. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Low at 319 this morning and high at 715 tonight. It's May 3rd and a decent tide, and but not a lot of movement though. Let's go and do our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. Our times are 7:51 to 9:51 this morning, this evening from 8:16 to 10:16, and we're looking at the winds seasonal south at about 10 to 11. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. First of all, just a reminder, if you're pier fishing at all, this beach pier now is going to be closed. The air show starting today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So don't plan on any fishing trips there, but don't let that bother you. There's still plenty of other places to go fishing. Just want to take it to a grin and just keep on moving. Okay, now you may have seen this. Governor Santos announced the snapper season. This is cool. 103 days. Is this not cool? Okay, the season will include a summer and fall season, and of course Father's Day, July 4th, and it goes on down and talks about, this is really good too. 61 days in summer now. In the summertime it's going to go June and July, okay? June and July. And then on the fall season, it comes, here it is right here. Every weekend, just basically every weekend in the fall. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And look at the dates there. I'm looking at, that's every weekend. Veterans Day weekend talks about it, and then the last weekend, that's Thanksgiving. That's going to start on a Thursday, so you can go eat some turkey and go red snapper fishing if you don't want to go hunting. You've already got your quota. But anyway, that's a 103-day season is good, and that's what I've always called our money fish. I don't know if I termed that phrase what is money fish, but when I started doing the book and all, I knew right away. What the old timers talked about, what bought the groceries when they brought the fish back. It was a red snapper they got paid for. All right, let's move on. I got some cool pictures here. My buddy Alan Shepard, this is last Saturday night on the Apalachicola River. My kind of a Saturday night. Somewhere, it tells you exactly where it's at, somewhere between Jim Woodruff Dam and Apalachicola. And can you see the moon? Remember last week, coming over the trees? Spending time in the river, and Alan's really got a good setup there with the rod holders. Of course, he's an expert at this, and sort of like Joe Eddy with the lights. In every category, always has some experts, and Alan is a good catfishing man. Here's what he got. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah, you got to bring it back and cook it. Don't forget, starting today, they're going to captain meet tonight, and tomorrow. It'll be the weigh-in. I'm going to be down there, Lord willing. We're looking at, that's a great picture there. I think the weigh-in is around 3 o'clock. I don't have it officially, but we'll try to get down there and see everyone and see what's going on, see who's going to be winning. I get all these FWC announcements, but this is an interesting one. They were meeting in Daytona Beach, and basically it clarifies for largemouth possession. You know, you usually couldn't hold on to these. Basically what it says in the middle right here, the bass weighs more than 8 pounds, and anglers in the process obtaining a photographic copy documentation for the submission to trophy catch. You're allowed to temporarily possess it in live condition. So, in the same way, if it weighs more than 16.5 pounds, if you think it's a state record, I don't know about a 16.5 pounder, I haven't seen many of those lately, but if you think it's a state record, you can hold it, keep it in your possession for a period of time. So anyway, that is legal. This is a cool trip. Some kayak fishing. Other evening, they get together. There were 6 boats, and here's what they called it. The 6 boats, they called 11 bull reds. And remember that front came through, and just after it passed, they got excited. You can see the clouds and all coming. I think that's just a cloud line. I don't think it's a real heavy front, but that's just what I'm thinking. So look at here. These guys did great. Big bull reds, and you can see where to catch them. No secret there. You don't want to get too far in the channel, so we're on the edge. A lot of fun. We talk about it on our fishing report a lot, catching bull reds in the channels in places like that. Bowed up. And it's good to get a group of kayakers together instead of going out by yourself. It's a lot safer. So good job, ladies and guys. Good job on that. I found this one. I'm going to send this to my grandkids. This is Tinkerbell and her cousin, Taco Bell. Okay? Now this is coming up next weekend. I just ran across it. They hadn't sent me any word on it, but MarineMax is having a fishing seminar on red snapper and bottom fishing, May 11th. That'll be next week from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., 2.5 hours on how to catch red snapper and basically how to bottom fish. Okay, Redneck Fish Finder right there. And Ashton Lewis, check out this picture. I saw Ashton the other night at the captain's meeting, captain's crowd boil out there at the St. Andrews Marina. Well, actually, that was at Captain Anderson Marina. Look at this Goliath grouper. And that is a thrill. Look how big this thing was. Ashton is a fine fisherman, graduated from Bozeman High School a little while back, but he loves the outdoors. Okay, one more quick thing right here. Florida is home to diverse wildlife. This come out of Fox Station out of Orlando. They're actually seeing wild monkeys now in the woods down there. I have no comment on that, but just they're seeing them now. All right. No season on them yet. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I ran into one of my friends the other day, and he was telling me about the Tyndall closing to the recreational. And I said, wait a minute, Tyndall's closing? And he said, yeah, they went into, he and his son have always, his grown son, have always hunted Tyndall. And they went in to get the pass and all, and they're not issuing any more passes for hunting and all. And so I need to find out about that. If any of the Air Force public information officers would let us know, we'll pass the word on, because I look down, when I go by, headed toward the Cape, I always look down toward Davis Beach, and I'm always seeing cars down there, so I know they'll have a pass. But he said the guy told him that they could come back and get, later on, and apply for a fishing permit. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. And he sort of chuckled. He said, that's odd. They won't let me bring my gun on there, but anyway, but they just want to, I had that backwards, but anyway, they had a fishing permit, couldn't get they had a problem there. I don't know what the situation is, so we need to find out. Jeff told me these monkeys there's a place in Central Florida that had these monkeys. A couple of quick ones from Howard Creek. Speaking of Howard Creek, with that tournament coming up, East River, I'm sorry, this is East River over, there's one over there toward Howard Creek. I saw Howard here, but this is over on the Choctawhatchee River system, East River over there. I'll go over there during the fishing report. And also, this is from the Choctawhatchee River area. 93 up the river from Highway 20. The Choctawhatchee River, it's been a good week over there. Okay, and let's see, that's all of those. I was mentioning, now getting back to Howard Creek, this is the announcement we had. Remember that every year they do this tournament here, right here. This is James Mathis Memorial. All right, the Brim Fishing Tournament Fish Fry, sponsored by the Shaddai Shriners. You know all the good work they do. It's about 3 weeks from now. $50 a boat. Weigh-in's at 3, and like I say, you don't have to fish it. You can go down there and buy a plate for $10. But really good fresh fish right there. Really good stuff. Okay, now with May here, last night I sat down and talked about. I was telling Gail, it's May. We got to start doing some outdoor stuff. I made a list of some things we can do in outdoors in the month of May. I wrote them down real quick. I scratched them down on a yellow piece of paper. May to-do list. Okay, number 1, bass fishing. You saw the picture from the sandhills. Bass are on fire in the sandhills. That's what Mason Lee sent us. Brim, it goes without saying. We talk about it every year for this 19th straight year during the summertime, right before the summertime, during springtime like this, as we're going into the warmer weather, how the fly fishing is so good, and the full moon of May. So fly fishing, brim fishing. Number 4, pompano fishing. You just saw what I talked about, the water temperature going up 8 degrees in a short period of time. Catfishing, just saw the picture of Alan Shepard on the Apalachicola River, somewhere between the dam and the city of Apalachicola. That's the thing about it. Everything I tell you about now with the technology and all, we have proof of it because we're showing pictures of it. The same thing we've been saying all these years, and here's proof of it, okay? You've seen the pictures of the brim and the catfish. Also, camping. Now, we don't have any proof of anybody camping, but I know some of y'all are camping. Springtime camping is still a lot of fun. We've got to get some of these young people, getting them back into camping, just getting outdoors and the convenience. I know, even if it's in a camper, but tent camping, we're not doing outdoor. Those kids love setting up a tent. They were just excited about it, and they'd never done anything like that. And at these campgrounds, you can plug a fan in and keep it cool. And I actually I never will forget, had a group of about 6 or 7 girls. After the camping unit, they got permission from their parents, their seniors, and they went out to St. Andrew State Park and borrowed some tents and set up about 3 tents and had the best time camping. And it brought back pictures on that Monday, and they never will forget that experience. I don't know if they're still camping now, but they flat out did it. All right, camping, flounder gigging is going to be good. Wendy and Walter went Monday night of this week. I told them you don't go to school night, but they just wanted to go to Wendy and lay down, so got out there and had a great time. They saw some smaller flounder out of St. Joe Bay, but they're getting ready to go. It really was a cruise, checking out the lights and everything, and those lights that Joe Eddie put on, they're top of the line. They're really excited about it. So they're going to get some, this summer, they're going to get some flounder. Go hiking. We haven't talked about it later. Torrell State Park. I think they've got most of the trails cleared up now from the hurricane, so that's a great place to go hiking. Any of the state parks. Wendy goes all the time at the Cape right there at the state park. There's some good trails to go back on the bayside and then back through. Really good hiking trails. And then let's see, number 9, fishing in creek. We talk about creek fishing a lot, but this time of year, creek fishing is excellent. And let's see, number 10, the bridge fishing is really good now. Bridge fishing. We're going to go over this all in our famous Friday fishing forecast. I just wanted to mention those to you. One more thing, real quick. I spent more time on this than I should have, but I'll go ahead. I think I'll take this up Monday. It's about the manatees. I showed you a picture of the manatees the other day. Kaz had seen one under the Tarpon Dock Bridge, and I started looking up some manatees, and they're really, the number of manatees that are sort of run over or die from, they don't know why, is startling. So on Monday's show, I'm going to go over some of those statistics with you, and some in Bay County, Franklin County, Gulf County. We really don't ever know about it. Don't make the news, but it's interesting to see that kind of stuff happen this day and time. And it's not that many that's hit by boat propellers. It's really not. But most of them are just something happens to them. They don't really know what. They do a test on to find out. All right, famous Friday fishing forecast. Tarpon Duck Seafood. Folks, oysters are still good. I know this month don't have an R in it. Miguel and I had some oysters yesterday. They were delicious. So get a chance to get some down there and do it. All right, here we go. $20 gift certificate going to all the way from Southport, Paul Bing. There you go, Paul. And the big red snapper. Last Friday, caught you a pleasure won it. I saw her at church Sunday morning. They were all excited. And the winner this week, Darius Smith, winner of the big red snapper. Okay, we're gonna get set up. We'll take a break, come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. Trying to get it set up. Jeff, during the commercial, had sent me a text. We're talking about the monkeys, and I'm gonna read it real quick because they're all monkeys in Florida, okay? In 1938, a tourboat operator, Colonel Toohey, released just 6 rhesus macaque monkeys onto a small island, later converted to Silver Springs. His motive was to create a park close resembling the Tarzan story. So there you go. In 1938, we had monkeys. Who knew? So thank you, Jeff. That's always fascinating. All right, here we go. Let's jump into what's going on today. The famous Friday fishing report brought to us by our good folks down at Jessica Ling Insurance and Financial Group. I've had her on before. You've seen her on the show, what kind of personality, what kind of person she is. So give her some business there. And also Matt Andrews of Hammer Down. Saw him the other day. Hammer Down Roofing. They were doing a great job, folks. I've recommended some folks to them. They've been real pleased. We're talking about the East River. Here's Choctawhatchee Bay. Let's see if we can get into here. Okay, there's a river right there. You have the Mitchell River, okay? The river system over here has always been fascinating. The East River, okay, up at the top is Black Creek, and y'all see Black Creek, that's the top creek there. And coming on down here, that little fork, this area right in here, okay, that's the East River. And there's just some really, really good fishing. Let me see. You have a sister in here. And all through this area, the Choctawhatchee River system is fascinating. And I love to go. So what I wrote down, East River, you saw the shell cracker, you saw the pictures of it. Someone was talking about, and I hadn't heard this in a long time, the 3 Ps. People ask about, these people just starting into fishing creeks and rivers. The 3 Ps, and it could be used in salt water too. I wrote it down. Points. People want to know, where do you go fishing? Okay, points. Okay, the point of a land somewhere where land is sticking out right on that point right there. Salt water and fresh water. The second P, pockets. Find pockets that is curved back in, pockets to fish in. You know what I'm talking about, fish. And the third P is pathways, where it sort of goes through that area and fish is going through there, especially catfishing also. The 3 Ps are points, pockets, and pathways. Another thing too, this time of the year, you want to be really quiet when you're fishing. Get that trolling motor going, but don't come barreling up there in those sloughs and all, or on those flats with the motor going wide open. So just ease up there. Fish can hear. So the Choctawhatchee River, let's see. Also, while we're on the Choctawhatchee, you saw over here at Grayton Beach and Henderson Beach State Park. The surf fishing, we're at the peak season, folks, on surf fishing. All through here, you saw, we had some pictures last week, Topsail Hill. This whole area here is some of the best surf fishing you can find if you can get on the beach legally. So with that being said, the Destin Pass, there's some drum and also some redfish in the Destin Pass over here. I got some reports on that. So let's move on over, working from westward to eastward to West Bay. Same places in West Bay between the creeks. There were some guides finally were able to get out of the wind and had some good trips over there in this area here. And the point right there, here's the point, talking about West Bay Point. There's always some good fishing there. You got to get out where it's deep enough. Okay, but the trout has been good. Okay. Now, moving on over here to the bridge, you saw the redfish the kayakers caught. right up in here. What they'll do, they can put in on either side of the bridge. It's real convenient on the west side because you're right there, and paddle over here, but it's closer on this side. You put in here at Cargray Park at the ramp right here. Either place, and it's good, a good exercise, get out there fishing too. Back behind Shell Island now, we are getting some reports of some flounder right in this area right here in the middle of the screen. Some flounder right in there. They're coming in the pass. What they're doing, they're coming in the pass and hanging a rod and going up in that area right there in the middle of the screen. And now, I talked to a couple of people who fished off Sandy Point, and they hadn't had much luck this week. So it's been a hit and miss. Moving on real quick to St. Joe Bay. I haven't got a report from St. Joe Bay, but I know it should be good this time of year. The Cape fishing, I have talked to Wendy. You know, they're out there on a daily basis. She says every day she's seeing some fishermen. She walks the beach a good bit, and they're all catching some pompano. She said nobody really catching a bunch of them, been pretty steady. I said, well, I appreciate getting that report, weekly report from Wendy walking on the beach down there. So she and I will be fishing in the morning at daybreak, hopefully, if I can get her, she and Gail up early and Walter. So anyway, let's see, Apalachicola, Howard Creek, you saw LeBron's and Tammy's pictures of the fish they're catching. The river is getting right. It's not quite right, but the river is getting right. It's getting on down there, and it's going to be really, really good fishing all along the Apalachicola River system. St. George Island surf fishing, it's been slow from St. George Island. I'm able to hook in on these pages, and it's been a slow week on St. George Island. And I can't explain why, but it just has been. The backside of Dog Island again, some folks coming out of Carabel, out of Sea Quarters, the backside of Dog Island, they've caught some nice trout back in this area right here on the backside. And that's a pretty place to fish too. It really is. If you ever get down there, it's not crowded yet, so don't tell a lot of folks about it. All right, so that's going to sort of wrap it up. I know I haven't heard a report on Carabel River, but with that water coming out of Tate's Hill, it's coming in there a little bit. It's moving pretty swift now, but now it's sort of laying down. So I know what happens there, but it should be good. And again, not very many people there. There are more kayakers and fishermen and canoeists coming through there. Got to wrap it up for the week. We had a good week. Thank you all so much for watching our show. Support our sponsors. I have an Empire Real Estate cap on this morning, supporting our sponsor. So listen, y'all do something good for someone today. I'm serious when I say that. Find something good to do for someone. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.